Hello everyone. Today's my topic is wheelchair. Introduction. According to WHO, a wheelchair is an assistive device which enhances personal mobility and facilitates participation for a person with walking limitations. A wheelchair is manually operated or power driven device designed primarily for use by an individual for mobility disability for the main purpose of both indoor and outdoor locomotion. Useful device is reintegrating a person with disability into the community. A wheelchair is a truly mobility orthosis since many of the disabled individual live out of wheelchair, so it is important to prescribe the most comfortable one for the patient based on the needs and disabilities of an individual. Wheelchair come in three sizes: adult, child, tiny tot. History. The first non dedicated wheelchair invented in 1595 and called invalid's chair was made for Philip II for Spain by an unknown inventor. In 1655, Stephen Fairfleur, a paraplegic watchmaker, built a self-propelling chair on a three-wheel chassis, part of wheelchair. First frame, second tires, third wheels, fourth brakes, five push rims, six footrest, seven tilt bar, eight backrest, nine armrest, 10 cushions, 11 headrest, 12 cloth guard, 13 anti-tip bars. Frame. Frame are of two basic types, one grid, second folding. First, grid. A grid frame is one solid piece which doesn't centrally fold, can be very strong and durable, allows seat back angle adjustment, easier to propel and turn due to frame rigidity. Rigidity frame is Rigid frame is lighter in weight and mostly used in sports activity. Advantages: more difficult to transport and store. Second, folding. This type of frame centrally folds, have shock absorber built into frame to smooth out the lid for patient. It is more convenient for storage in home and easier to transport while traveling since it occupies less space. Disadvantages tend to be heavier, no seat back angle adjustment. Tires. The selection of tires depends on the use of chair as well as individual mobility needs. There are many three types of tires available. First, solid, made up of hard polyurethane and rubber, lack cushioning on rough surface, have a decreased rolling resistance on flat or smooth surface. It is designed for indoor use, puncture proof. Second, pneumatic, air filled, provide cushioning against impact and vibration from rolling or surface, increased rider comfort, improved wheelchair durability, recommended for outdoor use. They require maintenance as they puncture, high rolling resistance, require more effort to propel the chair. Kevlar tire, third, provide durable and smooth ride. Wheelchair have two seats or wheels. Rear wheels. First, two types of rear wheels are available. Solid MG wheels consist of three or more, commonly six large spokes. Wheels never lose their shape or need adjustment, less maintenance, more durable, less shock absorption. Spoke wheels generally consist of thin aluminum or stainless steel wire. Spoke wheels are lighter and therefore easier to propel. Shock absorption. Disadvantages. Spoke wheels is that the spokes are easily broken and will cause the wheel to lose its shape and bendings. Other types or rear wheels are graphite MG wheels, power assist wheelchair, rear wheel size, adult 24, pediatric 20, second caster wheel. There are two caster in front of the wheelchair, allow steering of wheelchair in all directions. Caster may also have locks. Caster are in three basic types: semi-pneumatic, better on uneven turn, pneumatic, greater shock absorption, increase the expenditure of energy. Third, solid, good on smooth turn. Brakes. There is a separate brakes for each wheel of the chair. Brake must be put on when stopping the chair. Whenever the person is being transferred in or out of the chair, push rim, hand rim, they are attached to wheel rim to allow propulsion. The type of push rim depends on user's grip. They are basically of three types. First, standard metal rim, circular steel tube used when grip is good. Second, friction rim, the standard rim covered with friction tap or foam tubing to provide additional grip on rim surface. Projection rim, there are vertical, horizontal or oblique projection to improve propulsion, used for people with limited reach and grip like a quadriplegic patient. These are usually knobs which are placed at intervals to give the user better grip and leverage for propulsion. The greater the number of knobs, the greater is the facilitation of movement. Footrest. Footrest consists of a support, brackets, and foot plate. Footrests maintain the feet in neutral position and prevent deformities like equine and foot drop. They are either fixed or movable. Types of footrest available: swing away, one piece lift up, one piece lift off, fourth rigid, five rigid adjustable angle. Tilt bar. Tilt bar which project from the back of frame, usually 2 to 3 inches above the floor, are used by individuals who push the wheelchair by placing foot on tilt bar and pushing down with the foot. The person can tilt lift the wheelchair back, allowing the caster to rise off the surface, thus enabling them to clear of doorstep. Backrest. High wheelchair backs provide trunk support and are ideal for a high-level quadriplegic or a child with cerebral palsy with reduced sitting balance. Low back chair provide a great freedom for movement and are preferred by a patient with low spinal cord lesion and those who participate in sports activities. The angle of chair back can be changed. These straps are provided to the backrest when sitting balance is poor. Armrest. Armrest can be fixed or adjustable in height and may be partially length or full length. Removable armrests are convenient, provide support and make transferring easier. Environment control units like a book's food tray can be easily placed on this armrest. Cushion. Cushion are used to achieve the most comfortable and supportive position possible to prevent from pressure source. Seat cushion may be air-filled, gel-sert, counter form, or gel-filled. Headrest. It is prescribed for those who have no head control and have primitive neck reflex. Cloth guard. This prevent loose fitting cloths from getting entangled in the wheels. Anti-tip bars. Anti-tip bars keep the chair from tipping to far backward. They are used by those with a high level spinal cord injury. Types of wheelchairs. Manual wheelchairs, powered wheelchairs. First, manual wheelchairs were first standard wheelchairs, be light wheelchairs, third recliner wheelchairs, four tilting wheelchairs, five transport wheelchair, six bariatric wheelchair, seven pediatric wheelchair, and a hemiplegic wheelchair. Powered wheelchairs, a sports wheelchair, motorized. First, manual wheelchair. Person with good upper body function and stamina might will be able to use a manual wheelchair for mobility advantage. Easy transportation, maintenance can be worked by independently exercise the user on using on force to propel, leading to promotion and maintenance of physical fitness, lower cost. Disadvantage, the possibility of developing the upper body repetitive injury cannot used for longer distance traveling. A lightweight wheelchair. Light frame and overall lighter equipment can help user perform daily tasks without the weight of the wheelchair becoming a daily problem. Recliner wheelchairs, patient with poor postural control, abnormal muscle tone, muscular shortening, and skeletal deformities often require wheelchairs that offer varied positioning possibilities. This frame are combined with recliner back or angle adjustable sitting surface advantages prevent from pressure source, help in edema release, improve circulation. Tilting wheelchairs. A tilting wheelchair has a shear frame that tilts backward in varying degree from almost vertical back above 50 degree, does not open up the hip angle. Tilt system have traditionally been used by clients who required pressure relief. Advantages: pressure relief, spinal cord injury. First, postural hypotension, improve positioning, relief from back pain. Bariatric wheelchairs. Bariatric is equal to obesity. This wheelchair may need when an overweight person is no longer able to move by using their own legs. They have wider seats, which makes them comfortable for obese people. A heavy material is used for patient safety. Weight limit can cause serious injury to the frame, brakes, or parts fails. A bariatric wheelchair are used for obese, cardiovascular, and osteoarthritis patients. Transport wheelchair used to move people around who cannot propel themselves. Using a standard wheelchair, a second person is required for mobility, lighter in weight, easily move. Advantages: individual who cannot use a regular or motorized wheelchair because of physical or mental disabilities. In case of complete paralysis or amputee, an individual will need help maneuvering. F. Pediatric wheelchair. Pediatric wheelchair are similar to adult wheelchair but smaller in size. Several variable system design required to need to be considered with children, including developmental status, mobility, and growth. Mobility is the precursor to all childhood development. The need for specific mobility required bases such as self-propelled and functional capacities of the children used in CP, spinal bifida, congenital deformities, and many more. Hemiplegic wheelchair. The one-arm drive wheelchair is propelled by one upper limb. This type of wheelchair is designed for those who cannot walk and cannot use one upper limb. Example, hemiplegic. The chair allow control of both wheels on one side of the wheelchair. The chair has two rims on that propelling side, one arm activating each wheel. Second, forward wheelchair. These are more sophistic- sophisticated wheelchair that can be used outdoor for longer distance, propelled by a motor system. They have special features such as power seat adjustment, power seat adjustment to avoid constant pressure over one reason, power adjustable leg rest and backrest. They have an easy control panel with features touch button and joystick for changing direction. Joystick that allow the user to push the joystick and thereby control up to 6 different six position. A sports wheelchair. As sports in which a wheelchair can be adapted for athletic use have been proposed and developed. Technology and design have kept abreast of athletic interest. The slick frames are composed of a combination of lightweight titanium. The two larger rear wheels and the smaller wheels are configured. The athlete is usually tightly strapped into the wheelchair to eliminate any bounce on the part of the body that would detract from the efficient forward motion of the wheelchair. Preparation and measurement. First, examination. History taking background information. All area required compatibility with mobility and sitting support system should be discussed. Impairment of a single joint of body segment can directly affecting sitting position and alignment. Information about past and future surgeries. It may be necessary to consult with physician regarding tone and pain management or surgical intervention. Not a baclofen pump may be necessary to control tone and assist with increased range of motion before completing the assessment for sitting. Prescription. Proper physiotherapy data collection, counseling of patient and caregiver at beginning time should be allotted. Before each stage of the process, ask patient if it is acceptable to proceed. It is important to move slowly and calmly. Observing the patient in his and her wheelchair provide a great deal of information. Spinal column. Catheter inserted into spinal column, pump implanted under skin. Measurement. Mat table measurement. Patient position supine. This position allows linear measurement involving thigh and calf length and hip width. First, thigh length. In supine with hip and knee flexion, measure under surface area of thigh from popliteal fossa. Second, leg calf length from popliteal fossa to heel. Third, pelvic width portion of hip from one greater trochanter to the other. Sit with the hips from one end to other at 2 inches of the measurement. Sit depth from back to the hip to back of knee while seated. Back length, sitting surface to PSIS, sitting surface to lower scapula, sitting surface to top of shoulder, sitting surface to occipital, sitting surface to crown of head, and foot length. Modification and recreation. Many users are active in recreation and competitive sports, which can done from wheelchair, street or everyday chair, and finally tune competition chair or recreational chair. For some sports like archery, shoot put, and javelin, a more stable seat is required, achieved even in lightweight frame. Competition chairs are usually rigid construction and made up of very strong, lightweight material. Wheelchair on off road challenging tracks will require knobby tires. For basketball, tennis, and dancing with chairs, are responsiveness in critical. For tennis, chair is trimmed down to its sleekest configuration. Even wheels lock are removed. Wheel hubs and configuration are designed to hold a tennis ball during competition. Back are low as possible to leave the user's upper body free for movement. Training and techniques. Sitting principles. Principle 1. Stabilize proximally. Top, top remote. Improved distal mobility and function. Principle 2. Active and maintain pelvic alignment. Principle 3. Facilitate optimal posture alignment in all body segments, accommodating for impairment in range of motion. Principles 4. Limit abnormal movement and function. Principle 5. Provide the minimum support necessary to achieve anticipated goals and outcomes. Principle 6 provides comfort. Wheelchair training strategies. To propel the chair in all directions, to operate wheel locks, foot supports, and armrests. To use the mechanism safely without tipping forward sideways out of the chair seat. To transfer in and out of the chair with the least possible assistance. How to ask for how to direct helpers. Strengthen the muscle of upper limb to operate the wheels of wheelchair adequately. To strengthen the muscle or non-affected part, make their transfer easier and more adequate. In power wheelchair, training involves working consistent responses and accurate variability, progression, and transfer. There are three components of seat pivot transfer. First, preparatory phase, second, lift phase, and third, descent phase. Following are the key components of intervention strategies. Plus 1. Provide support and assistance for safety and comfort. Second, plus confidence and skills. Third, plus the head-hip relationship. Types of transfers. First, assisted transfer. Second, safe transfer. Third, mechanical transfer. Assisted transfer. Therapist assist to patient and transfer. Safe transfer. Transfer from bed to wheelchair and wheelchair to bed. Mechanical transfer. Floor to wheelchair transfer types using backward approach, frontward approach, sideway approach. Backward approach. Frontal approach. Sideway approach. Standing from wheelchair. Standing from wheelchair using forearm crutches and K4. The reverse sequence is used to return to sitting in the wheelchair. Thank you.